Hey, what's up, guys? This is Thigh Company here with another kind of a quick live stream for today. I'm going to be talking about for today a few things I've noticed with some of my videos on the channel. This stream's going to be talking about the Blox cards. Let's see here. Yeah, the Blox cards videos on my channel. I haven't been really making a lot of Blox cards videos, but it's been sort of a secondary or third subject on the channel as of recently. So if I just go to like my videos, and you'll see some of the videos here. So some of the comments I've been getting, let me see if I can even open them up. Should be able to open up the whole list. Yeah, like, so if I start scrolling down, right, most of my comments that I've been getting are on the Blox cards videos here, right? So, first comment that I've been getting is why my level, and I think they said was 35. That's the latest I've heard. Um, why my level 35 and I have a supposedly a bad card deck, which I don't quite understand what they mean too much, other than the whole consensus seems to be everybody was first hating that I have a Meeboy deck, and that's not the only deck I have, but it's out of all the decks I have, I feel like it's the best deck I have, as in it wins more often in player versus player battles than all the other decks I have. And the reason behind it is because I completely understand how that deck works, and I have several different what I call backup options in that deck in case certain strategies don't work. I can fall back to a different strategy. As opposed to other decks I have, it's usually if you have that one strategy and that gets defeated, then you have to figure out if you even have a backup plan, or a fallback secondary plan to which you can go to if something doesn't work out. But the meme board deck seems to have the most options in terms of finding some sort of strategy to win. So that's the first thing, which was fine when I first started out with the playing against the AI players or the computer players, and people were saying, "Hey, go try to beat this person, go try to beat that AI with that deck," which is what I was doing when I was first doing the Blox cards videos. Um, but then people started hating on the thumbnail because I was trying to basically take Roblox players and trying to make a realistic looking version of it. So that's the second issue, and when that started happening, when I was trying to use the realistic AI drawing stuff, like for some of this, started getting people hating on the thumbnails, and I was like, all right, well, I'll find a different solution. So, and then I started getting all these comments about, hey, yo, don't use Meeboids. They're one of the most hated archetypes. Um, which I find weird because, like, I get Redcliffe because Redcliffe is like the basic starting red deck, which most people, when they pick a deck in Blox cards when you start out, they decide to go with red because red is the most attractive color psychologically, right? Uh, and so I get Redcliffe. Ninjas, I played against them, and I know why they suck because theirs is a lot of compound like attack boosts, while I know Meeboids can be hated because they can compound a lot on the health and attack, and plus they boost the player's HP in the game too, which I get that. And when I first got this first wave of hate towards the Meeboy deck, I then started looking for, okay, I need to make a second deck and officially try to get out of the Meeboids, which is what I was using most of the time, like when I was uh, PvPing against Rooster and a lot of other players at first. So I began the process of trying to make another deck, and I eventually started getting a lot of people messaging me on a lot of the comments, right? Or on a lot of my videos, I mean. So first thing I did is I switched to Infurnished, and I learned how to use the Infurnished deck. But I basically far as I know, I think I bought one of the Infurnished deck pre-builds in the Blox card store and was using that, but then I started getting people hating on me for using the deck for the Infurnished card deck because of the pre-build, because I was using cards from the pre-build. And I mean, like, this comment to me just seems weird. You're using the Furnished deck, and yet you bring P-Pods, which P-Pods, for those who are wondering, it's a card that gives you a copy of another card of that type. For example, if I have an Infurnished card on the field, and I bring out P-Pod, P-Pod will then, you have to select what card you want a copy of, and it can be on your side, it can be on the opponent's side, and you basically are given a copy of that type. So, let's say I have a Meeboid on the field, and then bring out P-Pod. I can make another copy of another Meeboid type of card, so it can be like a Meeboid, like Jeptum, which is one of the Meeboids that basically boosts all the attack, or, different thing of that category, right? And in this case, P-Pod in the Furnished deck basically gives you another type of Infurnished category card. So anyway, somehow I was getting hate for that. Bro, you only have a few Infurnished cards, and you put it in your deck, and then it says it's Infurnished deck. The whole deck is Infurnished pre-builds. That's what kind of, for me, was weird. Then I decided, all right, let me quit Infurnished, and then I moved it to the third type, which was pretty much right when the Halloween season was starting, and they started releasing Backrooms Blox card decks, or cards, which is alternate artwork of another type of card called Ultras. And basically how Backrooms cards work is you get the Backrooms card. In terms of the Ultra deck, it's basically Ultra deck, but the alternate art, which is Backrooms. And you start putting down the weak Ultra cards first, and then they start putting more Ultra cards, or they generate Ultra cards into your deck, and then you start pulling out the tougher ones, which is why you got the Bacteria guy here, and then they got a few other ones. And I started working on that. Then I started trying to branch out into just making Backrooms videos on the Thigh Company channel, which actually turned out to be really good because I got Backrooms videos with like 300 views now, versus the Blox card videos that only have like, what, 10, 15 views here and there. So let's see here. Dude, that's see that, yeah, see, one guy understood that it was a pre-constructed deck, which was the pre-purchased deck. So that's what eventually people started getting onto. And then everything was chill. I mean, people were like, "Oh, I want to fight you, Thigh, on Blox cards," which was fine. And then I started getting hate again because I tried getting back into doing Meeboid videos. First, I was like, "Bro, what's with you posting these Legos and Royal or Clash Royale is what they're trying to say here. Thumbnail, a better quality now than before." So guy just didn't start looking for all my videos. I guess he went from old to new. And so I was jumping back and forth, which is kind of what I'm doing now between Meeboids and this third new deck, which is not, which is sort of a mix of the Backrooms deck, which is basically usually a section of a deck or half of a deck, and then putting a lot of World of Wood cards, which the reason for World of Wood is because they're terrain cards. They kind of can stack and boost the what do you call it? The creature cards, or the the attack unit cards, or you want to call them the player cards. They boost that, and then plus I pull out the Living World and all the cards kind of associated with that, and plus a few other terrain / base plate cards, and then they turn into strong kind of warriors or players, or whatever you want to call that. So I was doing that, and that was pretty much good. But then I'm getting hit again for putting up battle videos of the Mii Boys, because Mii Boys, they perform better in terms of YouTube. Really, it's easier to make a video where why would you make a video that when you're losing? I mean, that to me, wouldn't be efficient. So that's why you go with the Mii Boy decks. But now I'm getting, bro, can you post another content on board with Mii Boys versus other player? And I think only had a few, maybe like 2, 3. And then, and you are level 35 now. You probably have most of the cards in the game, so just do something else, please. See, that's like the new thing. I'm like confused now too. So, do I have most of the cards in the game? I don't know where you got that assumption. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of cards. I don't know what my stats are. I have to go back and relook that. I mean, I imagine some of the, what do you call it, the card pack series are probably pretty good in terms of how many of those cards from that pack I have. So that's why today I decided to make a Living World gameplay video. Unfortunately, I didn't win this match, and also YouTube cut the video down. I don't know why they're doing that with the Roblox videos. I've noticed that they like to do that. So that 11-minute video they cut down to 8. But basically, I'm showing the Living World plus a little bit of backrooms. But this opponent was really, really overpowered, and he had a very sneaky strategy where he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play no cards. I'm gonna let you try to attack me, but I'm gonna put out these." And he was using a card called Ice, which basically was like 2,500 HP, 2,500 HP, and you had to try to basically. Guy was putting up a wall and then building up his studs, and he had this crazy tactic at the end plus Rageborn, which basically, which is another deck I'm trying to do some more research on, and I do have some Rageborn cards, but not all of them. So that basically I gotta go start collecting. What do you call it? Was it BP or battle points, where the currency of Blox cards? Build that up and then start going to buy a bunch of what do you call it? From the Lunar Impact deck, the Rageborn cards. So it seems like I need to basically start trying to collect that and then figure out some kind of deck with that, because I've noticed, I mean, they're still kind of fairly newish to Blox cards, but everybody who's using Rangeborn, they basically almost double the freaking. So Rangeborn cards themselves are pretty powerful, but they also do this what they call Rage ability, where they basically almost double the attack power of some of the cards, but you don't know until the actual card attacks, so you don't know what that attack is going to be. So like, yeah, basically at the end of the Living World, you get to see a lot of that Rageborn tactic that this guy was using, and plus, another issue with the leveling system in Blox cards, there's no way to really reset your level, or I mean, which is okay in my mind, but the problem is the low level people don't want to fight you if you put in a fight request, and the high people, they will just obliterate you when you're player versus player battling them. So that's another kind of predicament with Blox cards, that try to find a solution to resolve all of that. And so now the solution's like, oh, Thigh, you need to make a better deck, which is what I'm trying to do. Today I tried doing a Lycanthrope deck, which is like the werewolf deck in Blox cards, because whenever I was fighting, usually either with Mii Boyd or the Living World deck, typically with Living World is more often for some reason what I see. Um, People who use this Lycanthrope deck, they usually can overpower me within the first one to first, second, or third turn, and then I tried copying that, reverse re-engineering all that, and when I try fighting it, it basically becomes a bad deck, because with one turn they can reverse all your cards. And another deck, which is what I'm trying to look into, which is Morphic Goo, There's a few tactics with that, which they use Morphic Goo for half the deck, and then I think they add green cards, and the green cards plus the Morphic Goo deck gives you like a strategy, plus you're supposed to use some kind of gladiator or something to kind of build up on that. So yeah, I mean, pretty much that's what's been going on with Blox cards as of late. I mean, if y'all have any suggestions or recommendations, comment down below in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe to our channel. We've been getting some subscribers recently. We're over our 50 subscriber goal. We're at 53 now. We're trying to get up to 100 if we can, or 75 or whatever. And yeah, we'll see.